Got Tushar as well, a graduate in computer science engineering. Damn nice. Harsh from Maharashtra, got a keen interest in game dev and is practicing a little. Found out about Outscale last year, but then he received a promotional email of Launchpad, and that's how he applied. Nice. Nice. You've been dabbling in game dev. Found out about Outscale last year, but then he received a promotional email of Launchpad. And always fun to hear myself back to realize what I sound like. It's just nothing like what I imagined. But yeah, welcome everyone. The amount of people are trickling in, so welcome to all the new people who are joining in. If you would love to, say hi, drop a hi in chat, let us know where you're from, how you found out about Outscale. That would be super helpful in engaging with you guys, because that's what we're here for, right? This is a community event. It's an event for us to interact with you with us, and talk about Launchpad. So having that would be nice. Saurav says he's from Solidity Dev from Pune. Looking forward to entering the world of Web3 gaming. Welcome. Web3 is pretty exciting at the moment. A lot of people are, excited to know more about it and see where this goes. And I think we might answer some of those questions today during this event. And more people keep pouring in. So welcome everyone. I have Piyush with me, and I am Darren. We both will be, taking care of you in this event, communicating with you, talking with you, taking all your questions, and just interacting with you guys. We got Shreyash from Kolhapur, Maharashtra. Got Akash Kapoor as well, who's working as a Unity game intern in App Mechanic. That's nice. That's good. I think one of our alumni who we were talking to yesterday, Dheeraj, was also from Kolhapur, Maharashtra, if I'm not mistaken.
We apparently have a lot of people even we have a small team, and even inside the team we have a lot of people from Maharashtra. We have a lot of interns from Maharashtra, and now we even have a lot of students from Maharashtra. And for Kolhapur, like Malhar inside team is from Kolhapur, and Dheeraj, who got placed in Sumo Digital recently, is from Kolhapur. And then we have another person in the chat here from Kolhapur. So,
a lot of people.
This seems like there's good talent of game development in Kolhapur.
Yeah, something is happening there. It doesn't Maharashtra. I think Ubisoft has an office there as well. So there's some secret game dev like coalition or something in Maharashtra.
Yeah. So yeah, Unity should open up a office in Kolhapur next.
Yeah,
that's what our states say, at least. Cool. I guess Darren, we are also live on all the other platforms.
Awesome. Let me head onto those platforms and see if there are any comments from there, because I do know people watch from there and leave comments.
Yep.
I sometimes tend to forget that.
So awesome. Cool. 40 people almost inside the Zoom room. And awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining in. I can see Joseph here from Mexico. Hi Joseph, and hi everyone else. This is Piyush, and I have Darren with me. We are from Outscale, and for those who don't know about Outscale is a community of game developers in Web 2 and Web 3 ecosystem. And for the past 3 years, we have been training and upscaling talent in the game development industry, helping a lot of people to break into the gaming industry, find their first job, or explore how the gaming industry works. So in past 2 to 3 years, we have helped a lot of people find, I would say hundreds of people find their first job in the gaming industry globally, in companies like Ubisoft, Zynga, and MPL in India, Dream 11 in India, and international companies like Sumo Digital and whatnot. So that's what we have been doing for almost 3 years now. Started from 2019, and now we are here today. Yep. Over to you, Darren.
Yeah, we have a few people over from on LinkedIn watching as well who've left some comments. So welcome to you guys as well. Thank you so much for joining us from all these different platforms, and welcome to all the people who are still joining in. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
should we get started with our awesome event today? Should we do
Yep,
it?
yep. I
All
guess.
right. All right. So a lot of you guys are here because obviously you know something about that. There's an event happening, but let's talk about what the event is. This is the Launchpad event where we're going to talk about Launchpad, tell you guys what it is all about, you know, what entails Launchpad, how do you get into it, what you can do after. So any question you have about Launchpad should hopefully be answered by the end of this. And let's just dive right into what Launchpad is and what it means for Outscale. So Piyush, what is
Yep.
Launchpad?
So, all in all, again, firstly, welcome everyone who have just joined in.
Mm-hmm.
And like, majorly, we are here to just discuss about Launchpad today. How it's eventually gonna help you to build a career in the gaming industry. So, coming to the first question that we have here, what is Launchpad, right? So, it's basically a 15-day cohort based program that will help you to explore game development as a career. Like if you are someone who is right now really passionate about game development, or if you are someone who's right now just willing to explore this industry,
Mm-hmm.
that if game development is something made for you but you don't know, right, like how to test it out, Launchpad is a platform where which will actually help you to get started with. So basically, we have like 2 to 3 different kind of tracks that are in this, and that will help you understand, like if this is if this is the place where you belong to, and if this is going to actually help you out.
So what would you say? Who is Launchpad really for? Like, what type of people is Launchpad trying to target? And what people from which backgrounds can join Launchpad? We have people from a lot of different backgrounds in our chat as well. So who do you think it's for?
Right. So that's a great question, because even when we have been chatting inside the WhatsApp group, WhatsApp community, or Discord, a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
have been asking this, like like, should I join it? How can I join it? So, and is this made for me or not? So, like I said, right, there are like 3 different tracks that we have created, and these 3 different tracks will cater to 3 different kind of personas, 3 different kind of people who are right now in different part of their career journey, like different
Mm-hmm.
stage of their career journey. So for someone, let's say if there's someone who's just coming out of college, or maybe have worked in the industry for a few years but
Mm-hmm.
have no context to game development, so is it made for them? Definitely yes. If there's someone who has no experience of coding at all, no
Mm-hmm.
experience of game development at all, is it made for them? Definitely yes. If there's a person inside this room right now who has already have had experience of like 2 to 3 years in the gaming industry, is it made for them? Definitely yes. So we'll have like 3 different tracks, and based on the basis of the forms that you have filled, the applications
Mm-hmm.
for your scholarship that you have given, we have started already filtering out people and funneling them into 3 different tracks. So if you belong to track number 1, that would be a place where people have no coding knowledge and
Mm-hmm.
will start from pretty much scratch, like starting from the fundamentals of C++. But if on other hand there are some people who know C++, who also know basics of very basics of Unity, so for them we'll have the second track. And then we'll have the third track for people who are in the gaming industry already, because like I said, in past 3 years we have built a community for game developers, and we know game developers inside out. So the third track belongs to those people who already have experience in game development, and then who would want to still upscale themselves and get to the next level, because for them the technicalities, the details that we are going to cover would be like a next level thing that will help them, upskill themselves and gain some new skill set that they didn't have before.
All right. And we've talked about Launchpad a lot on all of our platforms, and we've pretty openly talked about the scholarship. So why Launchpad, and why do we have a scholarship?
Yeah, interesting again. So, in one line, if I had to say, so Launchpad not only allows you to explore the lures of game development world, like the gaming industry, but also gauges your skill set when compared with other experienced people from the industry. So, in other words, like it is not only focused on the very very specific like technical details of the gaming industry, but also made for your overall development, how you will shape up as a developer inside the ecosystem, like how you can overall become a better, like you gain better technical skills, b you also gain better non-technical skills. It's like you get better in networking, let's say. So I'll also cover these things in detail, like how tech and non-tech things are, what all these things are we going to cover. So but high level, uh, why Launchpad? Because it will help you to develop as a game developer overall, because you not only learn technical skills here, but you also become a exclusive part of a community with which has game developers uh, from the industry who have had been here for like a decade or so, or even more. So yeah, that actually helps. And what was the second question?
The second question was why have a scholarship for something like this?
Yeah. So as a brand, as a company at Outscale, like we firmly believe that education is a right for, like it's not only education, but quality education is actually a right of every individual. So money shouldn't be a barrier there. So we have experienced, and we have met a lot of people who were really passionate, who were really dedicated, but who didn't who were not having resources to actually learn this skill of game development. So by giving out 100% scholarships, this is one thing that we have overcome, that people who were earlier hesitant because of money being a limitation to them, they now are not, right? Because now you don't think of money if you're considering game development here.
Yeah.
So plus we have been the industry leaders in teaching people game development for past 3 years. So we also somewhere feel and understand that it is our responsibility to somehow reach and cater to that audience as well. So that's why scholarship, because that erodes all the financial limitations that people mentally set, or they might exist.
Would you also say it helps people who are mentally not sure and are sort of scared because of hearing just for years and years that, hey, games are for kids, you should not be playing it, you should not invest money into it. So a lot of people, even if they do have the skills, they might not know about it, or they might be afraid of jumping into it. So do you think Launchpad is there to help with that as well?
Exactly right. Like 100% yes. So if you are a good singer, and if you have those good vocals, but you probably cannot take a shot because there are these mental and environmental, like society barriers in front of you, right? So you don't end up taking that shot. So this scholarship also helps you in removing that part of the societal and other pressure, because people still are thinking that game development, like gaming, is at least for kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like playing, kids do play games, adults do play games. I do have facts to confirm that. I'll not get into the facts right now, but but there are actual people who are building those games, right? Like
Yeah.
no 10-year people are building AAA games like GTA 5. There are people who are serious people who are sitting day and night coding, sitting in front of those black screens and coding day and night and building those amazing games.
Mm-hmm.
And like, do you think everyone is doing that for pro bono? No. Like they are actually getting paid a lot of amount for that. Like
Yeah.
industry is hiring like crazy game developers, right? So yeah, like this mindset shift is gonna take some time. It's
Mm-hmm.
already taking that time, but yeah, we are here to change this mindset of people.
All right. So Launchpad is meant to be a 15-day course, right? It's meant to
Right,
be a somewhat intense 15-day course for the people who are
right.
joining in. So what happens in these 15 days? What can people expect in these 15 days?
Okay. So, like I said earlier, that three different tracks for three
Mm-hmm.
different kind of people,
Yeah.
and but I'll give you a small glimpse of all the three tracks. Like, let's say what all is gonna go inside individual tracks.
All right.
So, like I said, the first track, right, where people don't have any understanding of coding or don't know anything about game development, right? For them, the
Yeah.
first these 15 days are gonna be very focused on learning fundamentals of like C++ and C sharp, and building a first their first text based game,
Mm-hmm.
a first game that they're going to build, which will be actually playable. So
Okay.
after 15 days they'll actually have a tangible game with them, like which they can add in their CV, and which will really add worth to them, because then after that, when they go to some hiring manager or some HR, they'll be actually able to show them that, hey, this is the game that I've built, right? So
Yeah.
that surely adds some value. So for second track, those people who have some fundamental knowledge of coding and all, for
Mm-hmm.
them will give them some really good insight of how to use Unity gaming engine, right? How they
Yeah.
can how they can use gaming engine, and what are the different things that are that generally you'll not find in YouTube tutorials, right?
Yeah.
So you get a deeper understanding of that, and with the help of that you build your first game, or maybe if you've already built a game, will help you build an advanced level game in Unity itself, right? And for the third category, where people who have been inside the industry for a long run
Mm-hmm.
already, for them we help them learn some great design patterns. So
All right.
this is something like very unique, and we recently also had a series that went out from Mayank's LinkedIn handle, where Mayank took out like 7 days and he built a content for like he posted 7 days content on 7 design patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So design patterns is something that not everybody knows, not everybody understands, but is something that surely adds a lot of value when it comes to building games, because it optimizes your time a lot. So that is for the third track. So this was a small glimpse of what is going to happen in three different tracks when I said about the technical details. But now if we come to the non-tech details, like
Mm-hmm.
like I earlier said, right, the overall development and all, like this is going to be your probably first cohort ever, or first clan ever that you're going to join, first kind of a program that you're going to join, where you're going to get access to a community of game developers. So not only the open community that we right now have, that is open for all, but you're going to get access to an exclusive community of game developers, where you get to connect with mentors, where you get to connect with senior developers in the industry, where you get to connect with people who graduated from the last launchpad, the previous launchpad that we had, and the people who graduated from previous 20 clans that we have, the
Mm-hmm.
previous 20 batches slash
That we've
cohorts
had.
that we've had for game developers. So now think of the level of exposure that you're going to get, right? Because you'll be connecting with a lot of people day in day out. There are people who are currently working in Ubisoft. They were at Outscale. There are people who are currently working in companies like Encore Games, working on games like Foji, or maybe someone who was working on Ludo King when Ludo
Mm-hmm.
King was about to launch. We have
Yeah.
actually had students like that, right? Learners like that inside the community. So that is the non-tech part. You get to interact with a lot of these people, right? We are going to have aggressive events. We are surely going to cover the community events after this. But other than that, there's this thing called build in public, if you don't know about that already. So Outskill community is very, very personally like bullish about build in public. And uh, you're gonna meet people who are building games in public on regular basis. So all in all, you get to do and you get to see a lot of game dev things on daily basis, and we help you build a better profile on, again, on the non-tech side, a better LinkedIn profile, a better resume and CV and all. So there are a bunch of live events that we do related to this, and there are a bunch of recorded content and resource pool that we already have developed. We're going to share those things with you in the span of these 15 days. So in short, value packed, full of value bombs, 15 days that you're gonna remember for months and years to come.
15 days that might kickstart your journey into this industry, that might
Totally
change your life, make your dreams come true.
Yep.
All right. So Launchpad is 15 days. What after Launchpad? What happens then once Launchpad is done?
So two things, right? After Launchpad is done, you've been through Launchpad. One is that is your deciding moment when you say, fuck, this is something meant for me. I've loved these 15 days and this is what I can do for the rest of my life, right? If you end up at that stage, like on a positive note, or if you end up going into that stage where you have decided that this was something great and you want to build a career out of game development, we have our flagship program called the Full Stack Game Development Program, of which we have already started 20 clans till now, 20 different cohorts that we have kickstarted in past 3 years. You get a direct entry to that, like you'll get qualified to that if you if you complete all your assignments during these 15 days, and our admission team processes your application during these 15 days. They see if if you qualify for that. So you get opportunity to directly so basically people from the Launchpad will get first dibs on our full stack game development program if they qualify for a full stack game development program, right? So if you do, you end up joining that, and eventually in next 7 months you get into a aggressive 7-month program like this one, and you get to know ins and outs of the gaming industry, and you get to learn 2D game development, 3D game development, single player, multiplayer, bunch of design patterns, deep dive of data structures and algorithms, coding languages, and whatnot, right? So what we are promising here in 15 days, just imagine a 7-month version of the same. So that is gonna you know like take you into an ocean of game development that you have never seen earlier, never seen before, and you'll not be able to see otherwise. So that what happens after Launchpad, if you decide to uh, continue and take game development as your career. But in other case, if you are just here to explore and see, right, like if game dev is your thing or not, and if you are not really right now focused for the to join the gaming industry, let's say you are a first year student, right? So in that scenario, um, you go through these 15 days, you complete all your assignments, and at the end of 15 days, like I said, you have a tangible, a playable game that you can share with your friends. You can boast in front of your friends that shit, this is what I made in last 15 days. What the hell did you do? So so you have a tangible game at the end of 15 days, and that surely adds a lot of value to your profile. So 2 year down the lane, even if you're still someday interviewing at a gaming company, this thing will still hold a place uh, inside your resume and inside your CV, right? So whatever you do, whatever you want to do after 15 days, like after Launchpad, the experience that you're going to get inside Launchpad in these 15 days is surely going to add a lot of value to you.
Mhm. So Launchpad is quite literally a launchpad and will end up being a launchpad for a lot of people's careers and dreams. But
Right.
we also have the full stack game development thing that happens after. And you've spoken about why Launchpad is so necessary and why, it's better to, go from Launchpad into the full scale game development program. But could you, give us in like points or in like a shorter form so that, people who may have joined late or something, that why Launchpad is so important if you're, especially if you're planning to get into full stack game development and you have a strong feeling that, hey, maybe Launchpad and like game development is for me. Why do you think Launchpad is important for that?
Yep. So, there are like two specific points that come to my head. Like if I have to explain why Launchpad is necessary before you go into full stack game development program. So the first point is very simple and very fundamental, that full stack game development is like a 7-month big program. Like I said, a big ocean of game development, where you are going with your head first, like you're diving with your nose first into it, right? So before you dive like that into it, we want you to first, swim in a swimming pool of like 6 feet swimming pool, where you try and test like if you can swim in, right?
Yeah.
And if you are made for that six feet wala pool or not. So Launchpad is kind of that pool, that swimming pool, where you get to test, adapt to the environment, understand each and everything. And generally speaking, gaming industry has a lot of enthusiasm. Like a lot of people, are like, we have been playing games for 22 years now. Now I want to build games. But then there's a lot of difference between playing and building, right? So people end up joining with that enthusiasm, but 5 days down the lane, they feel that, fuck, this is not for me, right? So instead of you getting someone getting disappointed in the 7-month program, we want you to easily adapt and test all of it out in the Launchpad program. So that's why we want people to compulsory attend Launchpad first in order to go into full stack game development, so that you get to adapt, adjust, understand the basics. But in other scenario, let's say there are some experienced professionals who already know, right, that this is for them and they want to do it. While Launchpad is mandatory for them, because it even helps us to understand the level of skill set that they possess. So if we understand the level of skill set they possess, let's say there's some person who is 3 years down in the industry already and already know a lot of things that we usually train people with. So for them, we'll have to a little customize the things for them and then smoothen out the learning process for them, so that it's it caters to their specific needs, so that it even help them take the best out of this full stack game development program. So that's why you enter the swimming pool first. If you go through the swimming pool in a nice way, you do that swim in one go, you eventually qualify to dive deeper inside the ocean of game development. So that's why you eventually qualify uh, to the full stack game development program.
Yeah, because I feel I've seen this happen in my college as well. When I was in college and people would come in, computer science, computer application, whatever it was, they'd be like, oh, I like games, I want to be a programmer, I want to go to game dev. And like one semester is not over, like 2 weeks are not over, and they're already banging their head because they can't figure out some concept or something or the other. So, I think Launchpad is super useful for them because a lot of us have passion for it, but we don't realize the amount of you know
Energy and
the energy
time and
required,
efforts.
that you need to put into it. And there needs to be a certain level of understanding. Plus it is important for the people who are conducting the program to know what you're like, so that down the road they can help uh, improve you in a better way. Because you might say 15 days might not be super helpful, but down the line it really does end up paying off, because when you have that uh, you know our programs are like a community thing, right? Everyone's learning together. There's a team. There's
Right.
people interacting with people, each other. There's that human element, and when you have that, people really understand each other and they realize, okay, these are your shortcomings, these are your strengths, these are how we can help you, and this is how we can continue raising your bar. So I think that's very important um, in this thing. So yeah, that was a good explanation with the swimming pool.
Yeah.
I think that helped people understand it a lot better.
Yep.
You know,
A quick analogy that just came to my
yeah,
mind. I thought, why not?
yeah.
Why not to share that?
All
Yeah.
right.
So I guess there are a lot of questions in the chat already. We have
Mm-hmm.
a dedicated Q&A session, scheduled at the last. But
Yeah,
since I can see that bunch of people are again and again asking about the program fees.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the first thing is that I'll not go into the very specific details of the program fees. See, Launchpad is like 100% scholarship. Whosoever is inside this room, they have got 100% scholarship for the Launchpad program. So there's no fees to that, no strings attached there, right? But majority of people who are asking about fees here, uh, it's more about fees of the full stack game development 7-month
Mm-hmm.
program. So for that, there are like two to three to four different fee structures that we have come up with over time. And the best one is, like, there are a lot of fee structures, and one is where you don't have to pay a lot of money upfront. So you don't have to pay all the money upfront. There's a fee structure where you join the program. You do a security deposit, you reserve your seat, and when you get inside the program, you don't have to pay anything during the span of 6 to 7 months when you are inside the game development program. But you once go through that, and once we help you find job in the gaming industry, like I said, right, we help people to break into the gaming industry.
Mm-hmm.
You start paying us back after that. So that's win-win for both, where you get to see, like, also our
Yeah.
dedication of the team. But then there's also some skin in the game from your end as well. So I'll not again go into the very details of the fee structure. What I would encourage you guys to do is that, if you're already inside the Discord community,
Yeah.
simply go into the admissions channel. There's section category called Outscale
Academy, I
Academy,
think. Yeah.
and under Outscale Academy, there's this channel called Admissions, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is specifically made for questions like these. Quickly go into that channel, start dropping in your questions, and our admission team will, immediately reach out to you with the answers, with the right answers, because they are the right person to answer all these questions.
Yeah.
Uh,
And we still have a day left, I think so, for our
yeah.
Launchpad to start. So if you have friends, I think somebody said, hey, can I bring my friends to Launchpad? If your
Hmm.
friend, bring them in. There's like a day left, get them in. There's links everywhere for Launchpad. We might put one in chat as well, and you can join in from there and ask a friend to join in and see how it goes.
Yeah, and I have one more news for everyone in here. Just a fun fact, right? Because what happened is that when our application admissions team was already going through all the applications that we got, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
the day we announced about the 100% scholarship thing, in the span of 3 to 4 days, we got around 3,000 applications, right? And we are a small team, a really small team,
Yeah.
less than 10 people right now. So it becomes very difficult for us to scan all the 3,000 applications. We did scan each one of them in detail. Like, what I meant was, it took us a lot of time for that. And eventually what we realized is that people who got selected, right? So people who got shortlisted, when they started referring or bringing in their friends, the probability of those people getting selected was higher. So let's say, there's Abhishek here, Joseph here, Bhanu here, or Meghna here, who's already been selected and shortlisted here.
Mhm.
So if they refer their friends, so they will be motivating them to learn games with them, right? And when both of them join together, probability of them building a game is higher than someone who's doing it alone, right? So that's why if people from your referrals are coming in, it becomes easy for them to get shortlisted, and our admissions team pick people from referrals on priority. So one last day is left for this 100% scholarship, and if you have anyone in your mind who want to join this Launchpad program, or whom you think who can join this program, then they should surely apply. And the referral links, I'll try to drop the link in the chat here itself. In a while, I'll have to just look. Otherwise, you might have already received a lot of mails regarding the referrals, where you can simply go into your email box and start inviting people from there. Otherwise, I'll simply drop a link in the chat here as well.
Yeah, we will be dropping the link. We've got
in the chat here. I'll
we've
drop
still
it
got a lot ahead of us for this event, where we'll be taking Q&As as well. So stick around, because I know a lot of you have a lot of questions that you may probably want answered. So stick around for that. And yeah, I hope you got a better insight into how the fees work and how the referral system works, and why you should bring friends in. I think bringing your friends in is super like, if you can do that, do it, because then building a game becomes so much more fun, because then you have someone to share that experience with, someone you already know. And it's always fun to do things with your friends, no matter what it is. Like, even if it's the most boring job in the world, it becomes fun. So having a friend to help go along that journey with you, where you can build a game together and talk about it and play it together, and look at the silly bugs together, learn together, it's a lot. Plus, being a friend, you end up engaging with each other more, which means that there also tends to be an impartment of knowledge, where they might say something to you that you might not know, and then they might teach you about it. And the same goes for you. Like, especially like if you've been to college, how this works, right? You might know something, your friend might not know it, and you teach each other. So it helps in that way as well. So yeah, get a friend. It's always good to have a friend with you,
right? And I'm just dropping the link in the chat. So here's the link. Simply take this one and share it with your friends, whosoever is willing to join the Launchpad program. And this will help you to bring in your friends, and anyone who signs up through this link, I'll promise that the admission team will go through their application on priority by tomorrow itself.
So keep in mind, you have one day to get this done, guys. So
yep, only tomorrow's day, because we're
don't get lazy on it.
in a day or two.
I know a lot of us procrastinate, but this is not the time to do so.
Yeah. Okay.
All
so,
right.
Darren, update. So before we were starting this session, I actually reached out to few of our learners who were there in Launchpad 1. So I think 3 of them are already here. I can see Tanya here. I can see Pramod here as well. Tanya, can you unmute?
Yes, I can. Hello.
Hi, Tanya. Do you want to turn on the camera? So I'll bring you on the spotlight.
I'm currently out.
Okay, no worries. It's fine. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. No worries. Let me see. There was one more. I guess is Pramod there as well.
So this will really help people. Like, these are people who've been through Launchpad, and if you have questions for them, they can even answer it for you.
Pramod is here as well. Okay.
Talk about their experience.
Also add Pramod and give him access to speak. Pramod, let me know if you can speak.
Yeah, I can. Thank you, Piyush.
Awesome.
There we go.
Hi, Pramod. Hi, Tanya. How are you guys?
I'm very good.
Yeah, awesome. We're doing good. How are you?
I am all good. Yeah, doing great. So, guys, there's a lot of people here, and all of them are willing to join the second Launchpad. So do you guys want to quickly share some of your experiences Maybe
Mhm.
Tanya, you can go first. How
Yeah,
was the
sure.
experience of first Launchpad?
It was an eye opener, to be very honest, because I did Unity before joining Launchpad.
Mhm.
But after like those days, and I was like, after Launchpad, I realized I didn't know a lot of things, even after like that much time, spending that much time on Unity. I think that's why I'm still a part of like, I've joined full stack.
Oh yeah, you have joined full stack as well, right?
Yes.
Nice.
So yeah, I learned a lot. I learned a lot of things which I thought were not as useful, but when I was taught those things and I realized that no, I should know those things.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
Would you say it was your fundamentals that it helped bring to attention?
I think we started from like scratch because the people who didn't know were also able to grasp it. So
Okay. And Pramod?
Yeah, like Tanya said, like it was a very enjoyable moment in Launchpad 1 actually.
yeah, we
And
made friends.
yeah, we made friends. And unlike Tanya, I'm from a non-technical background, so I didn't know anything about like coding and other stuff. But the teacher there like taught us in such a way that now I can say that I'm good at coding. And it's like, yeah, Launchpad was very good and very helpful to me. Yeah, that's what I had to.
Nice. That's good to hear. So I'm uh, like you made friends. This is the best part for me
Yeah,
at
we
least.
we met like-minded people,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
which we don't find like on like in our everyday lives.
Right. So that's at least the best part for me because I and Darren, we come from the community end of Outscale. And
Yeah.
for us, like if, whatever you learn in the technical side, that is like the second thing. You get job in whatever company, that is again third thing for us. But if you actually
Mhm.
made friends inside the community, that is the best thing because we are here like trying day and night to build a community for people that actually resonates and that actually help them. So if you even built a single friend out of the whole thing, like my job is done.
Yeah. It feels so happy. It's like we helped make this happen. We helped make this little community over here that where like-minded people are coming and talking and discussing about game development, and in a country that's so populated, especially like we have a lot of Indians here, and having so many people just be doctors, engineers, or uh, whatever else people do, having that little community of game devs to understand your little plight and your pains at time. It's pretty awesome.
Yep, totally. Tanya, Pramod, anything else? I actually wanted people to ask some questions if they had, because you are anyhow, you can anyhow get hold of Tanya and Pramod inside the community because I guess they are very, very active inside Discord. And you can anyhow reach out to them there. But still, if you have any questions right now in your head, because they have been through the launchpad already, so this is the place where you quickly ask them some questions if you have, or anything else, Tanya, Promote, that you guys want to share. Some experience.
Uh, I would like to just add one thing, guys. This opportunity is like a golden opportunity that you get once in a lifetime. Don't ever miss this. Please join it. Like everyone works somewhere or the other place, but like enjoying your work and like
Mhm.
enjoying the process for like next 15 years or 20 years. That's the important thing. So if you
Right.
guys are into gaming, yeah, just join this without even thinking for a second. It would be very helpful for you guys.
Yeah, at least you'll know that whether you
Yeah.
want to go that path or not. Like,
Yes.
Yep, totally makes sense. Darren, do you have any more questions?
Yeah. How would you like? How was your experience? You said you made friends, but how was your experience getting to know your mentor and getting comfortable with them to be able to learn? Because again, Pramod said he's from a non-technical background, which means that
Oh yeah.
he must have had a harder time coming in. So, how approachable were they? How helpful were they? In understanding your problems and helping solve them.
Uh, yeah, they were very helpful. Like whenever we post in like Discord, whenever we tag our mentors, they would be like replying us back within some 30 minutes or 1 hour. And even in our mentor sessions, they would like particularly ask each and every one of us, so that that they would understand, or like they would get to know that we understood each and everything there. So mentors were like really awesome. They were more like our friends actually. They taught us like much more than what college had taught me in 4 years. Thank you.
Yeah.
Tanya, do you have anything to add to that?
Okay, mentor was very nice. Like, see, I sometimes write very messy codes, and code reviews were very like starting when we were scared about code reviews, but after a while, like we were all open to code reviews because we learned a lot. Like we realized, okay, this is our mistakes. We can implement this better. So yeah.
Okay, one more generic question, right? Any non-tech noob like me would ask. So, so like how was your perspective before you were into Launchpad, or maybe you came across Outscale about the gaming industry, and if there was even a slightest change about that after you became part of the community, uh, like how was it? Any broader level difference, of understanding of the whole gaming industry ecosystem?
I realized there are lots of fields. Like before that, I were like my perspective was limited to developers, designers, directors, and that's it. I'm like, that was it. But then after joining, when we during mentor sessions or when we had our own breakout rooms, we talked and I realized, okay, there are a lot of fields and even like inside that. So yeah, definitely like have Googled that after that.
Yep. Awesome. I guess that would be it for you, Pramod and Tanya. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much again for
Thank you
taking
for
out time
having
for
me.
Yeah.
this, because
Yeah.
Thank you,
this
guys.
really means a lot to the community, because you have been giving back to the community now at this time, because this is the phase where we have 60 to 80 more people who are joining in, and maybe confused about Launchpad, if this is going to be worth their time or not. But when it not us people working at Outscale saying it, and someone who have been learning here says it, it puts a different impact. So I guess thank you so much for that much. Yeah, and we'll see you on Discord after this,
Yeah.
Tanya and Pramod. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you, Piyush.
And folks, if
thank
you have
Darren.
questions, you can always leave them here, or you can reach out to these guys as well on Discord. Our Discord is pretty active, I would say. A lot of
Yep.
people talking with each other.
So I loved one question that I just read here.
Uh-huh.
Let me find that one again. Yep. So Arun Bagga says, I attended It Takes Two stream. Will there be more events like that? Big yes, definitely yes. So again, you asked a good question from two community guys inside here.
Yeah.
And if you'll right now hop to the Discord server, and if you'll see on top left, there are like events scheduled all the time.
Right at the top.
Yep, on top left. And if you will go right now, you will see 8 events already scheduled for upcoming 3 to 4 weeks. And there are like 2 more events that we have logged in today. And these 2 more events are of industry experts, like people who have been into the industry for 5 to 10 years and working as game developers, or maybe hiring game developers for 5 to 8 years. And when you get to hear their perspective, it totally changes the vision and the perspective that you get out of those events. So events, yes, they're gonna happen hell lot of events. We're gonna play a lot of games. We are gonna invite game developers. While they play those games, they decode the game mechanics. So there are events like that. Then there are events like where people from different different clans join in, who have recently got placed. Different alums join in. They you guys get to interact with them, and they tell you their journey. Like recently we just had 2 events, one with Darren Henry, who got placed in Implied Souls.
Yeah.
And then one with Dheeraj, who got a job in Sumo Digital.
Sumo.
So yeah, that is one. And then there's third genre of events where we only invite industry experts, people who are into the industry for more than a decade, at least a decade. So 10 years is the minimum cap in our industry expert events genre. And all of these events are hosted by Mayank, the founder of Outscale himself. And the last event happened with Ronan, who is currently not founder, but president of Apps Flyer, Asia Pacific region. And the next event is happening with Soumya Iyer, who is currently working as game producer in Zynga and have worked in companies like Electronic Arts and GSN, Zapak, whatnot.
Now, a lot of you might be thinking, what does a game producer do? And if you have that question, you should probably tune in, because that's one of the first questions asked is, what does a game producer do? Yep. So yeah, it's going to be an awesome event. I'm looking forward to it personally as well. And I'm excited for you guys to, see what you can learn from it. So yeah, a lot of events coming up. I hope you are excited as much as we both are for these events.
Yep. Like I am very, very excited. The day we locked the event, I've been excited since that day.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was a plug of our community. Okay, Arun says I want to be a producer in future. Yes. So you have to join the event on 9th of April. It starts at 5 p.m. with Soumya here. So yeah. Cool.
All
so
right.
bunch of questions here already.
Yeah.
Darren, do you want to start picking a few?
A few. There's a lot of questions. So, I don't want to leave anybody out. I will scroll right back up to the start. And we have Srihari, the first person to join in, who asked that he's a Houdini FX artist and he wants to know how he can make the best out of this course. As an artist.
Yep. So as an artist, we have been boasting for last 50 minutes already. More than gaining just the technical skills, you actually get access to a community of people. So not only developers, we right now have around 6,000 plus people inside the Discord community. And this is filled with game developers, game designers, game artists, game producers, and people who are in the industry for 10 years, 20 years, mentors, teaching assistants, experts and all, right? So that is one thing. You get access to all of that. So you build a big network out of it. Plus the second part, if you want to, enter the direction where you want to gain some skills of a developer as well, along being an artist, this is surely one place to go with. So you enter this 15-day cohort where you actually gain a lot of understanding of how developers think, how developers code, and how developers actually build these things, which will surely help you to somehow it will also contribute in your career as an artist.
I just want to answer this quick question from Hema, who just asked, is there a calendar or group for all the events? So if you go onto our Discord, right, or onto a Discord server, and there's a lot of things on the left side, but the first thing, the topmost thing that you will see below, I guess, the server boost thing, is there are 8 events. There's a small calendar icon and it says 8 events. So if you click on that, it will show you all the events that are going to happen that we scheduled so far, with more to come. And you can mark yourself as interested, so that whenever it goes live, you will be notified about it and you won't miss out on it. So yeah, there's a Discord link, and feel free. So anyways, more questions from the people who are watching. Piyush, you want to pick up? Do you find any questions that you thought were interesting that you want to answer? Or should I just do it myself?
I am just going through a few questions here.
Yeah.
Okay, so one unique question: why Japanese and Korean games and their stories are best? So that's an interesting question, and I don't have an answer for that. Why does
can I answer that?
why do anime have best stories in the world? I don't even have answer to that. But yeah, Darren, sure.
Okay,
Continue.
so let me give some perspective here. Okay, so I'm a community guy. I'm not a tech guy, and I have spent a lot of years reviewing games. Okay, professionally, I used to review games, and sometimes I still do on my own time. So the thing about like Japanese games and just stories in general is that they have a very different environment around them, right? They have their own local folklore, they have their own inspirations, which are, and they tend to be very into their own culture and into their own little like they're a small island, right? While the rest of the world has been a lot westernized, and so has Japan, but they have had a lot of time to come up with and perfect this. So mangas, going back, people writing mangas and coming up with interesting stories. And especially like after the war, the Second World War, people needed ways to cope with things, and that's one of the ways they came up with was writing stories. And just from there, like just building on that, like if you were to say, hey, why are Bollywood movies the way they are, there's just they are just that way, right? There's a specific way that those movies are made, and it is that type. Why are Hollywood movies, the big blockbusters, the way they are? Similarly, the Japanese games are that way. They add their own twist to it, their own weird, sometimes westernization of games. Like if you play something like a Nier Automata, a Yakuza, a Persona, you'll find a lot of different ways of the way they've westernized their game in quirky ways. If you play a Metal Gear game, for example, so a lot of these stories are very like, they might look at the outside world and add their own twist to it, and just add a way of what they think that world is, and it tends to be very interesting to see that. So yeah, like there's a lot of really creative people there. Like a lot of my favorite games of all time then are pretty much from Japanese developers. Nier Automata, Yakuza, Persona, all Japanese devs. So there's some sort of magic there that they've been brewing
Amazing.
up.
I actually didn't know, like, you have that in deep perspective on this one. I
Uh,
randomly picked that question up from the chat, but
uh,
there you go, you got the answer, man. Okay, so one more question that Abhishek Kadam is here asking.
mhm.
How people are going to put into the tracks, like is it based on the form we filled while applying for Launchpad, or segregation after Launchpad starts? Interesting. So like I said, right, that the highest priority would be for us to go through your forms, because the application forms that you have filled while applying for the scholarship, that helps us understand about you, like in what level or stage of your career in game development are you right now in, and that will help us in figuring out which track you should be part of. But yes, if you feel that maybe you didn't do justice to your application form back then, and you still want to reconsider the track that you follow, surely we can figure out a way around for that as well. So there's flexibility with that, and our admissions team will do its best to probably let you go inside the track where you will be optimizing the learning in these 15 days, where you can extract as much out of these 15 days as you can.
Yep. I think this is a good question. Ayush asks, how will they mention this experience in their resume?
Hey,
So
that's
we talked
interesting.
about how there's a hands-on approach, that you get to build something of your own. You're not just like pen and paper writing down code, but you get to build a game of your own that
Hmm.
is playable, that is shareable, and with build in public, that Outscale always talks about. You will have something to show for it. So not only can you mention it, you can literally show people that, hey, this is what I made. So it is a good valuable experience to have. Piyush, anything to add to that?
Yeah, sure. So, one thing that I'll be very upfront about is that if you are applying at any gaming company in India at least, and if there's Outscale written to your profile, the company already knows what Outscale is. And since they have been hiring high quality, talent from Outscale already, we have like 100 plus hiring partners in the industry. So name a good gaming studio right now present in India, and they are potentially our hiring partner. And if they are not, just let us know. We'll make them partners very soon. So if you add Outscale, as inside your resume that you have done this Launchpad program, or a lot of our full stack game development students had, like they have done full stack game development for the span of 6 months from Outscale. So people will probably understand that, because here it's not traditional learning where you sit with pen and paper and start jotting down stuff on your notebook, right? It's hands-on coding. So when we are promising that even in 15 days you get a playable game out of it, imagine the kind of projects that you build in the span of 7 months in the full stack game development program. So yes, you can surely put it out as your experience that you have. You can add it in your LinkedIn profile, in your resume as an experience once you join Launchpad, and once you complete Launchpad, that you've been through this, and this goes inside your experience place. And surely you'll also get a certificate once you graduate from Launchpad. So for that, that can be added into your LinkedIn profile and resume as well. That actually affirms and um, like gives them a legit proof that you've been through this program. So Shreyash Patil has Darren, you were saying something. I'm picking up the next question.
Oh no, go ahead.
Cool. Okay, bunch of good questions now.
I was just saying, before we get to those questions, let's take a couple of questions and then let's start wrapping it up. It's getting pretty late, and a lot of people have college, work, and all tomorrow, so let's not keep them up.
Yeah. So, and it's already 10 p.m. for us here as well. So yeah, one interesting question that I know, Shresh, but it's a direct message. I am in last year of diploma and I want to make career in gaming industry, but parents told me to graduation. So what I should do? Dude, I wouldn't say that I am the right person to say, because I have dropped out of college and my parents still don't know that. They are in the next room, so I cannot be louder than this. and if I were in your place, I would say that go full throttle, hands on, do what's practically gonna add skill set to your resume. Like whatever is gonna get you a job 6 months down the lane, do that shit. So you want to do diploma, surely do that, because Launchpad is not a full-time thing. We are not going to ask you to sit for 12 hours a day. Complete your diploma as well, and also complete the Launchpad thing, because Launchpad is surely going to add hands-on practical skill set to you. I'm not sure about your diploma though, but yeah. Okay, next question by Siddharth is, any alumni working in a AAA company? Yes, definitely. Not one, maybe more than 2 or 3. So like I said, Ubisoft, there are students placed there, and there are a bunch of students placed in other AAA companies as well. I cannot recall names top of my head, but yeah, there are like bunch of good companies. If you'll go to our website, you'll see them listed down there. So yeah, AAA companies, check.
What else? Do you see more questions? More burning questions that need to be answered.
Okay, Sai is again asking like if how we're gonna put into the tracks. I've already answered that one. Yeah.
So it'll be mostly like based on your application, and the admission team will look at your skill set and see where you fit, I guess.
Yep.
By the way, if any of you want to go back and missed a part of this, or want to send this to your friend, like hey, this is what Launchpad is. This will be up on the YouTube channel of Outscale, so you can share the Launchpad link as well as the YouTube link for this, so that people who might be unsure about Launchpad and what you're referring them to, they can watch it and get a better understanding of what it is. So yeah.
Yep.
I think we might put the link in as well soon.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you, Darren.
Yeah, no
One
problem.
more question. Again, someone is asking like, they have questions related to fees and all for the full stack game development program. Again, I'll say that, simply go to our Discord community. you'll find admissions channel in there, and or general chat, or you'll find bunch of channels there where you can go and ask your questions. So simply hop into the Discord community, and it will be very easy for you to ask such kind of questions, because then the admissions team will directly pick up your questions, and they'll be the right people to answer that. I'll again drop the link of Discord here in the chat.
Drop the link for Discord. We also had, if anybody's heard of the game Mumbai Gullies, we had the head of the studio, Nikhil Malanka, also talk about Outscale. So here's, oops, that went to somebody's DM. Didn't mean to slide in there. But here it is. If you want to see Nikhil Malanka talk about Outscale as well, and the Launchpad program, that's,
Yeah, and
right there.
actually we have had an event with Nikhil as well, and like a month ago or 2 months ago, I guess.
Fairly
at that
recently.
Time, I guess at that time the first cohort of Launchpad was going. They were inside the program. So before they graduated, we had a session with Nikhil Malankar. We've had a session with Vaibhav Chauhan as well. If you know Vaibhav Chauhan, who's the founder of Underdogs Gaming Studios, we've had one event with him. And if you are someone who knows a lot about gaming industry, and you know about Nazara Technologies, the only gaming company in India that is right now publicly listed on NSE and BSE, Nazara Tech, like one of the biggest company in India. The founder of Nazara Tech, Manish Agarwal, we have had one event with him. I guess majority of people, big companies that are built out of India, we have tried to invite all the founders in the span of past 1 year, and we have had dedicated sessions with them. So even in next 6 months to come, we are inviting a lot of people from these different companies, and a lot of people who are currently working in AAA gaming studios, so that you get to understand perspective of game developers coming from different parts of the world as well.
Yeah, I think Gautam has a question regarding his experience in Angular for the past 2 years, and then if he will switch to game development, will his CTC move back to ground zero, or if it will continue from here? I think we might not be equipped to answer that question, but maybe the admission team might be better equipped to answer that. What do you think, Piyush?
Yep. Yeah, admissions team can answer that, but if I want to take a dig on that, because we have seen a lot of people do that in past. So you were saying that you had tech stack involving Angular in that, right? So it's still related to computer science. So that's always gonna see, if you've already come, if you come from a computer science background and you are now going into the gaming industry. First thing that we usually do for all the full stack game development candidates is that if they're working professionals, we analyze their past working experience, and we can accordingly give you a ballpark quote of like in which CTC cost to company will you fall in. So let's say if you are someone who's been into CS industry for IT industry for let's say 2 years, right? And if you're, I'm just quoting rough numbers here, if you're right now already in 6 lakhs per annum, 600,000 INR annually, right? So in that scenario, our internal team will analyze your application, go through that, and then according to your skill set and overall understanding of the whole thing, they'll give you a quotation of that, right? So in your specific case, whatever CTC you are in, our team will analyze your overall profile, portfolio, and your skill set, and they'll let you know how and what level of raise can you get in game development. So it's gonna start from scratch, at least in game dev, but your past experience is gonna count because you were in computer science, right? We have also seen people coming in from industries like mechanical and altogether different domains of tech. For them, it's generally start from scratch. But if you're there in CS itself, this is surely gonna contribute, because a lot of fundamentals of coding and programming that you use here are gonna be the same, because you'll not write JavaScript in a different way being a game developer than a normal web developer will write, right? So that will surely contribute.
I think also the fact that a lot of people asking, hey, what about, my personal situation here? What if I came from here? What can I do? Or, what if I want to start from the ground up and, not be put into the middle track? I think one of the things that Outscale does amazing, and I don't want to sound like, I'm praising my own company that I work for, but I've seen it, is that the amount of attention that they provide to each person, right? If you're in the program, you do get that attention. And like Tanya was saying before, that Pramod was saying before, one was from a technical background, one was not, and they still managed to pick that up and learn. And that can only happen if the people are paying attention to you and what your requirements are. So all of these questions that you have, don't worry about it, because they will be taken care of. Like, your queries will be taken care of, they will be answered by someone or the other, because our team is always trying to help you out in
Right.
getting better and having a good experience with Outscale as well.
Yep. And Darren, I guess it's 10 past 10 already.
Yeah.
And we are overshooting the time. And thank you so much everyone who has come
Yeah.
here and dedicated their precious time to us. And we'll cap up the call here.
Yeah,
to
but before we
all-
do, I do see a few questions come in, but I would just like to say, if you could post our Discord link again, Piyush.
There you go.
Awesome. Before I could even say it, there's a Discord link. You can go on there if you have questions that were not answered, or you maybe were not satisfied with. Go onto our Discord. We have a plethora of channels, different channels regarding different things, for admissions, for queries that you might have coming in from a different industry, coming in from being in the industry, people that you can interact with who are in the community, who could help guide you. So head on over to our Discord, ask your questions there. Everyone will be happy to help and answer. And
Yep.
you might see us also interacting with you guys there, because we're also part of the community. And we really sorry, we have to wrap. It's getting late, and yeah.
Yep. It's getting really, really late in here. So guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Twitch, you will see the link to our Discord community in the description. And if you have not applied for Launchpad till now, you'll see the link to apply for Launchpad in the description. Simply go there, click apply right now, join the Discord community. And Darren has also shared the link to the referral in the chat inside the Zoom room.
Yeah.
So guys, copy this right away. And if this get misplaced, the Discord community is always there. So join us on Discord, and we'll answer all your questions in detail inside the community, and you'll get all these resources handy inside the community.
Yeah.
And I guess.
And if you enjoyed hanging out with us, chilling with us, and you enjoyed either of us, or just the vibe that you got here, feel free to come back for other events. You will gain a lot of information from these events, because they're around game development, having experienced people on and talk about their experience. But also we have more chill stuff, like our streaming Friday, where we play games, and our devs will play games, and they will explain game mechanics. So you can hop in that, have a good time as well, have your questions about games answered, like look at mechanics happen live and be like, hey, how does the gravity get inverse there? And you can ask it, because and they will happily answer it for you. So make sure to do that. Check out the event section. And yeah, that's it from me. Piyush?
Yep. Again, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining in. We are like community folks. We're gonna never stop. We'll go on for like even 30 minutes. It's the team that's pinging us that guys, period. It's time. It's already 10:12. And if people are sitting in here, respect the time. So thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much, everyone.
See you inside the Discord community. We've already dropped the link. And bye-bye. Hoping to see you in the next event.